What's up, everybody? Welcome to GNR. My name is Francisco, and today I want to talk to you about another USB condenser microphone. But before we get started on that, look, here's one thing that you need to do. I need your favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit those bells. Like, share, comment, etc. Y'all know the drill. Let's go ahead and take care of that. And now, with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Name brands. We all are very familiar with different name brands of microphones. You've got Blue microphones, Rode, Shure, Sennheiser, AKG, Audio-Technica. Big names that we're all very familiar with because we probably know a content creator of sorts that uses one of those microphones, or we use one of those microphones ourselves. I mean, I've got a Rode Pod mic, I have an Audio-Technica AT2020, a Shure SM7B, and I've used some other things, of course, right? But there's other brands out there that I don't think some of you need to be sleeping on. And one of those brands is Fifine. Now, Fifine has reached out to me twice now, on two different occasions, offering me a microphone of theirs to test out and review so I could post it on YouTube and to their Amazon channel for that specific product, or their Amazon page, I'm sorry. This is the Fifine K690. It's a USB condenser microphone. It's got a USB mini connection at the bottom, which is a little odd, and a headphone jack for your mic monitoring. We have a volume knob here at the front, a push mute button here on the front as well, and we also do have our polar pattern selector and our volume at the back right here. Now it says mic volume here, but really this is your mic's gain, if you will, right? And then here at the front as well, you have a volume knob for your mic monitoring along with it as well. In terms of build quality, we got a metal grill, right? Pretty sturdy right there, and a nice metal body. This thing is actually pretty robust. I don't feel like they didn't cut corners in terms of build quality here. It actually feels like a pretty solid microphone, but surprisingly enough, it's actually pretty light. It's not that heavy. The Rode Pod mic that I have right here is like a lot heavier than this guy right here is. And for those of us who may not understand or may not know, this is a condenser microphone. It is powered through USB. It's a very sensitive microphone. Condenser microphones by nature are a lot more sensitive than dynamics, and therefore they pick up a whole lot more sound, but they also do a lot more justice to your vocals. It does have 4 different polar patterns. Unfortunately, that's not really necessary. I think most streamers and podcasters and content creators are going to use the Cardioid Pattern. All right, ladies and gents, so this is the Fifine K690 setup right here. I've got it connected via USB to my computer, right? Running it through Audacity. I've got no post-processing going on right now, just for transparency's sake. The first portion of the video and the introduction with the Audio-Technica AT2020, I had a whole lot of post-processing done there, but this is plug and play raw with no editing, nothing else going on. And this is what the K690 sounds like. So here's some of the surprising things. The sound to me is actually pretty surprising because right now I've got the mic's gain all the way down. All the way. It's completely down to 0. And this is the sound level that I'm getting right now. And if I start turning it up just a little bit, we're probably going to get a little bit louder. And it's probably going to start picking up more and more and more. And as a matter of fact, why don't we just see how much noise it picks up as I turn the volume knob up. Here we go. I'm going to back up because I'm afraid to speak. Right now it's all the way to max. I'm probably about, I don't know, I'd say about almost half a foot to, well, I don't know, actually. I'd say I'm about almost a foot away from the microphone. Yeah, so, and I'm sure it's going to be pretty distorted and you're going to hear a whole bunch of noise right here, but we'll come back to that in the editing process and see what it sounds like. But now we're back down to 0. The gain, the volume knob, whatever you want to call it, is all the way back down to 0, and this is what it sounds like. And I'm probably about 2 to 3 inches away from the microphone. I'm not speaking any louder than I normally would. Right now, you can find this microphone on Amazon for $79.99. That puts it at a higher price than the Blue Snowball, cheaper than the Blue Yeti, and cheaper than the Blue Yeti Nano. And I think it sounds really damn good, considering. We're going to go ahead and start typing away and seeing how much noise this picks up just from the keyboard alone. So I'm going to... Now bear in mind, the gain is all the way down to 0. And I do have this microphone on a mic stand that is directly on top of the desk, so it's not on the elevated boom arm like you would traditionally see in most streaming setups or YouTube setups. But I'm anticipating that this is going to pick up a lot of the contact on the keys, a lot of the bumps and hits, and definitely, I can tell you right now, it's definitely going to be picking up all the clicking and clacking. Now, the next thing I want to try out is going to be all the different polar patterns that this microphone has included with it. Although I strongly believe that it should only come with a cardioid pattern. All right, there may be scenarios, yes, there may be scenarios where a user or a content creator might want to use a different polar patterns, but ultimately, traditionally speaking, for the most part, you're only going to really use the cardioid pattern. But for the sake of thoroughness, we're going to go ahead and test them all out. So let's go ahead and get started. So this right now is set to the actual cardioid pattern. And for those of us who may not know what these patterns are and what they mean and what they do and how they function, I've got their handy dandy booklet here to tell you. So the cardioid pattern, perfect for podcasts, game streaming, vocal performances, voiceovers, and instruments. Cardioid mode records sound sources that are directly in front of the microphone, delivering rich, full-bodied sound. Make sure to speak into the mic with the Fifine logo facing you. Now we've got the stereo pattern. Uses both left and right channels to capture a wide realistic sound image, ideal for recording acoustic guitar or choir. I have neither of the two, so I can't really tell you if it works in that scenario. Well, now we're in the omnidirectional polar pattern. Omnidirectional polar pattern picks up sound equally from all around the microphone. It's best used in situations when you want to capture the ambience of being there. And they put that in quotes. Being there. Like recording a band's live performance, a multi-person podcast, or a conference call. And last, but certainly not least, we have the Bi-Directional. Bi-Directional records from both the front and rear of the microphone, good for recording a duet or a two-person interview. So with Bi-Directional, I should be able to record from here and from over here. And it picked it up equally. Nice. With the omnidirectional pattern, it should not matter where I'm coming at from the microphone because it's going to pick up everything all around the microphone. Just like this. Woo! And the stereo pattern should probably do a better job or just as good of a job of picking things up from the front, left, and right. So front, from the right, and the left. Ooh, it's actually a little bit quieter on the left. Nope, never mind. I take that back. It's the same. We're about to wrap things up, y'all, I promise. Okay, so in order to do this, I just kind of want to do some mic comparisons. And we're going to be comparing the Fifine K690 to the Audio-Technica AT2020. And to kind of stay within the same microphone price range-ish, but move on to a dynamic microphone just so you can kind of get the difference between the two, we're also going to test it out and compare it to the Rode Pod mic. This is the Fifine K690, no post-processing. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who'll decide where to go. All right, ladies and gents, and now this is the Audio-Technica AT2020 XLR condenser microphone. This microphone will run you $100, not including the price of an audio interface needed to run it. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who'll decide where to go. All right, ladies and gents, so this is the Rode Pod mic. This is a $100 dynamic XLR microphone. I just wanted to use this microphone to really highlight the differences between a condenser and a dynamic while staying within that $100-ish range. So without further ado, let's go ahead and read the quote. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who'll decide where to go. All right, y'all, so in conclusion, I got to tell you, I am very impressed with this Fifine K690 microphone, especially the fact that it only costs $80 as of right now on Amazon. The prices can fluctuate, right? But it's a USB condenser microphone, and it's plug and play, super easy for people to just get set up and running, right? So no complications, no needed hardware, no gain boosters needed or anything like that. And it sounds pretty good in my opinion. I think it does a really good job at handling my vocals. And it does have a nice warm tone to it that I do enjoy, more so than the Audio-Technica AT2020 did, in my opinion. But I could be wrong, but from what I've heard in several recordings that we did here, it sounded like to me like the K690 had more warmth to it than the 2020 does. And overall, I think it just sounds surprisingly very good given the price of the microphone. And I wanted to highlight this microphone because I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the video, full transparency, but Fifine sent me this microphone for free to test out and review. I wanted to do this because I think it's easy for us to get wrapped up into this whole brand name game, right? Where we think we have to buy the brand name stuff to get the good quality stuff. And there are a lot of different brands out there for a lot of different products that us streamers and content creators use. And some of it is actually very well priced given the quality that you're going to get. I think that this microphone is built like a rock. It has great build quality. It does not feel cheap in any sense of the word. The knobs have pretty good resistance on them, but they're not too tough. They're not loose. They don't feel janky. The microphone's body is metal. It feels solidly built. The grill is metal. It's solidly built. The sound quality that I'm getting from this microphone is good. I would have no problem, no qualms using this microphone in a video like this one or other future videos or in a podcast or in a stream or anything like that. There's absolutely nothing that would stop me from recommending this microphone to anybody out there looking to get started. Now, this would not be the end-all be-all microphone. This would be a fantastic entry-level microphone for those of us who are just getting started or maybe upgrading from like a gaming headset's microphone, for example, right? But for me, the kings will always be dynamic microphones, but that's also because of the environment in which I am recording. You see, I'm recording in a regular, room in a home. I don't have, acoustic treatments or soundproofing or anything like that. So condenser microphones are going to pick up a lot more of my noise, if you will. They'll pick up background noise, my PC fans itself, and the reverberations of my voice bouncing off of the walls. But ultimately speaking, all of those issues that I just listed, you can fix them with post-processing very, very, very easily. And because of that, just a few extra minutes of your time to get those things cleaned up out of your audio, the K690 is a fantastic microphone at its price. Definitely recommend it. And take some time to look into other microphones and branch outside of the normal brands. Fifine has some pretty great products out there so far, and this is one of them. So let me know in the comments below what you thought about the microphones, about the comparisons. Does this microphone sound like the best one to you out of the bunch? Which one did you like more? Would you plan on picking this microphone up? I don't get any money for any of that, so please don't worry about that. And then, any questions or anything else that I missed, let me know in the bottom below, and I'll try to address it. In the meantime, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And above all else, be good to yourselves, be good to one another. Peace out.